Happy holidays, everybody! I just wanted to take a moment to give out my thanks, but not to my subscribers. This time I would like to thank creationists around the world for opening my eyes to the nature of reliable evidence and sound logic. By adopting the creationists' criteria for evidence, along with the creationists' understanding of logic, I have managed to prove the existence of Santa. I therefore extend my sincerest gratitude to all of you young earthers, fundamentalists, and geocentrists out there for helping me find the truth, which I shall now share. Santa Claus's existence, of course, is self-evident. Everybody knows deep down that Santa Claus is real. They just want to act like they don't believe in him so that they can go ahead and be naughty. They just want to bring other people down to their level so that they won't be the only ones with coal in their stockings. Those poor Santa Clausists. If only they understood basic probability. Suppose that Santa wasn't real. If you don't believe in him, you won't be afraid to act naughty, and you'll have nothing to lose. If you do believe in him, however, you have nothing to lose other than your dignity. But what if he is real? If you believe in Santa and live your life with the knowledge that he's real, you're more likely to be on the nice list, and you'll get presents. If you don't believe in him, though, you're likelier to be naughty, and you'll be getting a lump of coal. Now I know what you're thinking. How does a lack of belief in Santa Claus make you likelier to be naughty? Well, everyone knows that morality comes from Santa. How can anyone be moral if they don't believe that at the end of the year they're going to get presents from Santa Claus? They have no reason to do good because they don't even believe in the nice list. Morality cannot exist without Santa. End of story. The best philosophical argument for Santa, I think, is the ontological argument, which shows that with the mere definition of Santa, you can prove his existence. It goes something like this. Premise 1. Santa Claus, by definition, is a being who delivers presents to all nice children. Premise 2. In some possible world, Santa Claus exists. Premise 3. All nice children would include the nice children in the real world. Premise 4. By definition, Santa Claus must deliver presents to all nice children, including the ones in the real world. Premise 5. All possible worlds that have nice children, including ours, must have been visited by Santa Claus because that is the very definition of Santa Claus. Conclusion. Santa Claus is real. Now I know that Santa doesn't deliver presents to all nice children, and he could save the lives of the nice children who can't afford Christmas trees, stockings, or even a meal. I know that Santa is capable of saving these children, but we must remember that Santa works in mysterious ways. Now stop asking difficult questions. Now for the physical evidence. There are multiple ways to look at the evidence, but I'll allow my bestest friend in the world to explain. Take it away, Eric.
It is a fact that the Grand Canyon does exist. Is anybody going to argue with that fact? No, the Grand Canyon is a big old hole in the ground, but how did it get there? Now we've got an evolutionist interpretation and a creationist interpretation. The evolutionist says, oh, it formed slowly with a little bit of water and lots of time. The creationist says, no, it formed quickly with a lot of water and a little bit of time. Here we have a fact and two different interpretations of the fact.
Great! Now let's apply that logic to Santa. If you find presents underneath your Christmas tree, you can look at that from two perspectives. If you're a believer in Santa, you know that it was him who put the presents there. If you're an Santa Clausist, though, you'll think that it's someone else who put the presents there. Well, who else could have done it? Were you there when your parents put it down? Did you see your parents put the presents there? No, what you're using is called historical science. There are two types of science, and you're using the wrong one. I'll let another one of my bestest friends in the world explain. The floor is yours, Ken.
He doesn't understand the difference between observational science and historical science. I mean, he talks about the fact that, oh, we've got these ancient bones, we've got radioactivity. Wait a minute, of course we can observe radioactivity and we can experiment with it. But when it comes to bones, like dinosaur bones, you don't dig them up with labels telling you how old they are, or dig them up with photographs telling you when they lived. He doesn't teach children how to think critically. He doesn't teach them how to think about science. He wants to teach them what to think, and he confuses historical science, beliefs about the past, and observational science that develops your technology. He puts those together.
Science is the method used to understand phenomena. In trying to understand how the presents got there, you're using science. Now we all see the presents, but we don't know who put the presents there. We don't see, test, or demonstrate it because we can't. The event took place and now it's history. You have to use historical science to deduce what happened, and as Ken just explained, historical science is unreliable. So how did the A-Santa Clausists know that it was their families who put the presents there? They don't. They're just biased. Ken did say something really interesting at one point, though. You mind repeating yourself, Ken?
You don't dig them up with labels telling you how old they are, or dig them up with photographs.
I'm glad that one of the leaders of the creationist movement has such strenuous criteria for evidence. If it has a label on it, then that counts as indisputable evidence. Well, guess what, A-Santa Clausists? I found labels on my presents that say, "From Santa." From Santa! Checkmate, A-Santa Clausists. Speaking of indisputable evidence, what form of evidence could possibly be stronger than eyewitness testimony? Thousands of toddlers have had personal spiritual experiences with Santa Claus. They know that he's real, but A-Santa Clausists are skeptical. Are they suggesting that these children are lying? Well, why would these children lie? No, eyewitness testimonies of personal experiences are the strongest form of evidence. One of the strongest pieces of evidence is old drawings of Santa Claus that keep cropping up throughout history. And as we all know, if there are old pictures of something, then they must have been real. Eric will give a creationist example right now.
The Grand Canyon here in North America has carvings of dinosaurs on its walls. The Indians here in North America knew about dinosaurs. Very interesting. In Australia, there are Aboriginal cave paintings showing people with dinosaurs. They lived at the same time. So this guy in National Geographic says, no human being has ever seen a live dinosaur. I don't know about that. I think people have seen dinosaurs all through history. There are some stones that have been found in the driest desert in the world over in Peru called the Ica stones. These stones depict all kinds of things. One of the things they depict is dinosaurs. They got all kinds of dinosaurs carved on these stones. Now, there's quite a debate over, are these stones legitimate, okay? So I'll admit there is a debate out there on this idea, but more and more creation scientists are coming to find out, wow, these stones are the real deal. These stones are from about the time of Jesus Christ. They're very, very old, very well preserved over there in that dry desert. And these stones have carvings of dinosaurs and people on them. You got Triceratops carved in it, Stegosauruses carved in it. This one looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a guy that's, well, not having a very good day, if you ask me. Another one showing a long-necked dinosaur that apparently ate somebody, so somebody came along and killed it. Wow.
Yes, the strenuous criterion for evidence laid out by creationists has allowed us to discover not only that dinosaurs lived with man, but that Santa Claus is real. Of course, there have been some A-Santa Clausists who have posed some arguments against Santa's existence. I'll address them very briefly right now. Question: how does Santa know who's naughty and who's nice year-round? Answer: magic! Question: how does Santa get around the world in a single night? Answer: magic! Question: how does a man like Santa fit down chimneys? Answer: magic! Question: how does Santa avoid NORAD's heat-seeking missiles and how does he avoid satellite detection? Answer: magic! Question: how does Santa survive in an environment like the North Pole? Answer: lots of body fat. Okay, I know that these aren't the most satisfying answers, and I know I could have provided some more scientific explanations, but remember that I'm arguing for a supernatural being that's exempt from all standards of scientific discourse. In the end, that's what I'm arguing for. A magical being. I don't need science to back it up, it just makes me look smarter if I do. So there you have it. Indisputable evidence for Santa. Thanks again to all Christian apologists out there for their brilliance. Their methods of argumentation have been upholding unsubstantiated claims for thousands of years, and I'm happy to report that Santa Claus is no exception.